Welcome back to the 2026 TireRack.com One Lap of America with coverage this year brought to you by thepartsfarm.com. They're here somewhere. There they are. Thank you very much, Rob. Be sure to go and check them out. Welcome back to our second show of the 2026 One Lap season. And with me, of course, is my lovely co-host, Bryan Humphreys.
Hello.
How you doing, Bri?
Good.
Well, we've got some stuff to cover really quick before we get into the guests for this episode. I guess first, let's get into some of the sponsors. Of course, let's talk about them as always. So, TireRack.com, as always, our title sponsor and here forever, and we very much appreciate that. So, if you're looking for wheels, tires, or anything else, be sure to make your way over to TireRack.com. Show them some love. And of course, Garmin with the cool product. Yep, there we go. We got all our Garmin Eye out here with the Catalyst 2 units now, as well as the watches for our winners. We've got Project Motoring is back again for our safety sponsor. So John should be out soon with his buy because we're getting kind of close to it. But also for the all remaining cars, right? Yeah, I think it's all remaining cars. The safety gear for them. So if you're looking to purchase anything, definitely check out Project Motoring and, of course, partsfarm.com. We do have a few new items to bring up right now. So we're going to have some lunches at the tracks this year as well, sponsored lunches. So we've got Bridgestone, who's going to be sponsoring at Nashville, and we've got Dialed Automotive, so the transport company who we've been utilizing for the One Lap for a long time. Affiliated with the Parts Farm. That's Rob's co-driver, Daryl. So Dialed Automotive is going to be covering a lunch as well. We're not sure which track that's at yet, but they've committed to that. So thank you very much, gentlemen there. And then, of course, we've got the Brock Yates Memorial Fund auction. Bryan taking charge on that one. That's going to be done through Cars and Bids this year. And we've got BFG has now committed to 2 sets of tires as well for the auction, as well as Bridgestone has. So thank you very much there. And remember, if you've got anything cool that's taking up space in your house that you think somebody else might find value in and you'd like to donate it to the auction, get in touch with Bryan at Bryan, Bryan, at lapdogsllc.com. So with that, I think the only thing that we really need to talk about before jumping into our guests this episode is One Lap West. So we'll talk about it a little bit. We have finalized the route. We've got the tracks locked down. We're just not sure which track and one of the tracks we're going to be using yet. So as soon as I have that, we'll be announcing it. But One Lap West should be going live just at the time that we start One Lap Main. So look out for some announcements there or right before. So you can go ahead and sign up for that. It will be an entire week. We are not doing the few days where it's going to be a point to point as well, from Vegas back to Vegas and going to a whole bunch of places in between. Some really great tracks. So be sure to check that out in the coming weeks. Bryan, what do you got this week?
Oh, just kind of trying to put together the items for the auction. We've got some really neat and rare autographed items that are going to be up for bid. Um, so, getting those together. And then, of course, Dialed Automotive, they've provided a little something for the auction. So we should have a good smattering of items once the auction goes live on Cars and Bids.
Awesome. Okay. So I guess let's just jump into it. So this week we've got our guest is, well, it's not the full team because it's only one part of it. So it's Killer Whale Racing, and we've spoken to them before, and we've spoken to him before, and and it's funny because every time he comes on every year, he seems to have a new rank and a new job in his chosen profession. So we'll find out what he's doing now, and then sort of about the team and their effort this year, and we'll ask the standard questions, and we'll have a little bit of fun. So without further ado, why don't we add in Officer Ramathorn? We've got James Hodges. Good evening, James. How you doing? James is muted. You should probably unmute James. Hold on. There you
There
go.
we
Try that
go.
again. How you
There we
doing,
go.
James?
What's up? What's up, Solomon? What's up, Brian? How are you guys today?
Good. It's good to see you. You have no mustache. You have a little bit of a different background. It looks like. So,
He's in the
what?
garage.
He's in the garage. I see the
In the
Camaro
garage.
there. So, where's your co-driver?
So my co-driver apparently has family plans tonight, so he's doing the good dad thing and spending time with his young one and wife and their family. So I can't blame a guy for having family plans. That's kind of a big deal.
You can't, but we can because this is
I know.
important.
Fair.
We've got to find out things here. Uh,
Priorities, right?
so, but you have a different co-driver this year.
I do.
Why?
Couple reasons, but the biggest one is I know Jesus is working on some schooling, giving him a chance to continue to knock out that degree that he is speeding through and absolutely killing it. But don't ask him math. Math is something that he does not like, and we have a lot of conversations about math. I told him math hasn't changed in the last 100 centuries, so no excuses. Figure it out. But reaching towards, I've got my buddy Alejandro Timbenkaya. You may remember him in 2017. He was my co-driver, and so he lives right down the street. And over the last 3 years, while I've been living here, he's been an absolute beast in helping me with just the day-to-day things that I've got to do. Knowing that my wife is back in Omaha, he is helped. Whether it's driving me to the airport for my deployment, picking me up from the airport for my deployment, uh, being the guy riding shotgun when I need to bleed brakes. He has been my plus one a lot over this last 3 years, and he's wanted to get back into one lap. So I figured let's take a pause, let Jesus do his school stuff. Let me grab AJ and do this year, knowing that I'll be moving away from Arizona again shortly. And so let me take care of buddy that's been taking care of me.
So, I mean, was Jesus cool with you cheating on him?
It's always an awkward conversation when the two mistresses find out about each other. So long as I don't put them in a group call together, I think we'll be okay.
Well, we've actually got a third mistress here. It seems that they dialed in and they wanted to know about you. I mean, let's bring them in. Is this? Do you have another one?
I've got them all over the world.
Oh my god, Billy, how you doing?
What's
Good. How
up?
are you guys?
We're doing well. I mean, how did you get here? What are you doing here?
I found this link. I clicked on it and wasn't what I expected, and now I'm here.
Oh man, that's why all the tissues are near you. wait, wait, what? What?
What?
There we go. That's what I was looking for.
Oh my goodness!
This is now awkward. This is really awkward.
I wear a
Hi.
beaver costume one time and you kick me off the team.
This would now be 2 times. Just let you know.
Wow. So
Uh,
I do briefly recall that Jesus here was going to be doing studying this year. He did tell us that last year. In fairness, how's that coming along?
It sucks, but no, it's good.
how's that?
It's just a lot. It's a lot. I've got 2 jobs right now, plus full-time student, plus things. So yeah, my schedule's tight.
And by things, he means going to Disney 4 times a week.
I haven't been to Disney since Christmas.
Whoa, that's how you know Jesus is serious. If they haven't been,
I haven't been to the movies. I haven't been to Disney. I watched 3 TV shows since like mid-December.
And is it true that you haven't taken off that Bucky onesie since last year?
I shower with it on so it stays clean.
It lathers well. It's awesome. Awesome. And so James, so obviously you've been getting better every year. So I figured we could bring on Billy, who obviously does coaching, right? So if you're interested in going, you can go to BillyJRacing.com. Is that
Billy Johnson Racing.
BillyJohnsonRacing.com. Yeah, don't go to BJRacing.com. So BillyJohnsonRacing.com. and you could
That's my
hire.
other site. You don't want to see that.
That's what we were waiting for.
If you have to ask, you can't afford it.
You can't see it right now, but Bucky's chin is extended right now. But there's a reason why we call him Beaver Nugget Billy. But so I figured we could bring Billy on to ask you some questions in terms of how you plan on approaching driving this year.
Okay.
So, what is your game plan? What are the tracks that you think you're gonna make some hay on this year?
Well, I really wish we'd kept the original layout with RPM down in Nebraska, because that is depending on what year I lived there, my home track. I had kind of the local fastest time, so that was going to be a great start for one lap for seating. The rest, I think we've been to several of the tracks, so I'm going back through my old footage, kind of looking at areas where I can improve. A lot of it is just brake later, get on the gas earlier. The lines are kind of still similar, but yeah, really reviewing old game footage at that point, and then kind of leaning on those smart people such as Billy to go, hey, what's your thoughts on this track? What am I missing?
So the nice thing is this year, Billy's actually going to be having a segment on our One Lap Show daily, and it's going to be
Okay.
some tips to try and go faster. And we're not talking about the ones that he gave me, like just don't hit the brakes, or or just close your eyes as you're coming up to the corner. He actually some stuff to help people this time. So Billy, what do you got for James? You give him something. I mean, what's a track that you're not sure about or hesitant on or learning that this year?
Mile High, or I think it's Mile High, right?
High planes?
There.
Mile high is what you do in an airplane, James.
It's all the same. It's all high.
They said, join the Air Force. It'll be fun.
Yeah.
It was. All right, so Billy, how do you approach something like High Plains, which is a track that that he hasn't gone to yet, and that he's might be ambivalent about with that car in the background?
Yeah, well, every morning there's a track walk, and that's just so crucial to see what curves that you can use, what curves that have hidden holes behind them that you definitely don't want to hit, and just all the little nuances where what does the track layout look like in person? Not everything is just a flat track. There's elevation change. There's corners that are on camber where there's going to be more grip. There's corners that are off camber or transition to off camber, and that can often lead to a big loss of grip or oversteer exiting a corner. So if you pay attention to details like that, you can expect that when you're driving it for your first lap. Whereas if you don't really pay attention to that nuance, or let alone don't walk the track at all, then it could catch you off guard, and then you could have an off or worse.
Got it.
So, Bryan, your question. I want you to ask your question because I want to see if there's any insight that Billy can lend on the answer that James will give.
All right. So, James, what
Okay.
what tires are you running on the Camaro this year?
The PS4Ss.
All right, Billy. Any advice for him on the PS4s with the Camaro?
Well, I would imagine he's run them before, so I think he knows. What's that?
Well, no. So if you remember, what was that, 3 years ago when you ran, you and I talked extensively about the tire pressure, and we decided that I was starting too high. So I have brought that down to where you recommended, and last year was about in the ballpark of the numbers you told me, that the mid to high 20s. Phenomenally different grip, and so wrote those notes down, and that's kind of the pickup point from this year, is kind of going to that much lower pressure. You warned me that it would feel very soft and squishy at first, but the grip was there, and every bit of that has held true.
And of
Perfect.
course,
Glad to
if
hear
you're
that.
and of course, if you're interested in before we let Billy go and then to do his other important I am a Le Mans driver things, if you want to read some more of his stuff, you can check him out. He's got a ton of articles on Moto IQ. He's got his YouTube channel, One Lap Billy, and a whole host of other things. So definitely go find him out. He's got some great articles on setup, suspensions, tires, you name it. Go check him out and show him some love there. But Billy, it's good to see you, buddy, and thanks for checking
Great
in.
to see you guys.
Good deal. Thank you. And I am already subscribed. I found your channel a while ago, so I'm watching.
Awesome.
There
Thank
you
you for
go.
the support.
See you, brother.
See ya.
Thanks.
I know. Now I got to figure out how to get rid of these guys because that's the one thing I know how to nix them, but I don't know how to then get them off. And I figure
You're
you would have
stuck with
learned
me.
this by now. I am stuck with you. I mean, you could stay. I got no problem with it. If you'd like to keep us, if you'd like to keep here, that's fine. I can add you down there, but I can't get rid of you. Why can't I can solo you, which is scary. That's terribly scary. I can go back here. I can add Bryan back and these two, and then we can let the Brady Bunch go off there. There we go.
Yeah, there we go.
That's one thing that I've got to learn before we get going on the show here. And anyway, well, it's good to see the old team back together. Your new co-driver looks remarkably like your old co-driver. He's here for moral support. So your effort this year, what are you most looking forward to?
Looking forward to Road America again. That's always such
I think he's looking forward to not arguing with me the entire time.
But see, the beautiful part about Jesus and I having done it so more is the arguments now are just purely to keep us occupied because we know already whether we're right or wrong. We just argue because that's what we do. So now there'll be new arguments that I got to have and learn and get AJ used to that. So yeah,
Okay.
we'll see.
So last time your AJ was out was you said 2017, right?
Yeah,
So almost 10 years ago. So he's had 9 years to recover and figure out that he wants to do this again. What kind of driver is he? Because I remember a little bit, but not much. But what kind of driver is he?
He's very even keeled. He's another track rack here locally. He's going to be doing the transit, helping with the transit, so not actually doing the track running. But he's been tracking with me here as long as I've been in Arizona. So he's kind of dialed into the things that I do on track. He's already looking at the things that I'm pointing out. We've kind of come up together here in the track world. So I expect him to be able to help me assess, like on track walks. He'll probably bring a different perspective coming from another rear-wheel drive car. And it's one of those, the more ideas you get, it just helps you feed the ultimate, what you're going to do. So same kind of stuff.
Makes sense. Okay, Bryan, what do you got?
James, how many one laps is this for you now? Because I think the first time you came, you came with Abram.
Yes. Yep.
So how many
So I
have
think
you done coming up?
I think if my math is right, eight is where we're at. I got to go down and count it, but I think it's 8. This will be 8.
But this is the 10-year anniversary of that first one.
Ooh, good point. That
See?
is a true point.
Are you glad we found him on the street corner and brought him in?
It's that math. It's working. You said you were bad at math.
I used a calculator.
Oh man.
Oh yeah.
All right, so we're establishing 10 years now, right? So this is the 10-year anniversary of the first one. One of the things that I'm starting to ask people are, what is your favorite memory, or a favorite memory, of the one lap? Sort of what is the experience that defines this event for you?
The biggest experience is honestly just the straight up camaraderie. We all enjoy a good track day and the folks you're hanging out with, and then it's over and everyone goes back to their jobs. Getting 8 days consecutively where you can kind of re-pick up those conversations, add to those conversations, cheer each other on, hands down, what keeps you coming back. The next part is just seeing how you can do over the long haul. It's good. It's easy to be a track day hero one day. Can you do it for 8 days? Can you pace yourself? So it's that next level of challenge of I don't have to just get through the day. I got to get through the whole week. So therefore, what do I got to do to make myself competitive?
So, out of the competitors, have you taken a look at who your competitors are?
I started. I was actually messaging Jesus about it yesterday,
All right.
and I've
So
got a hurt feelings report to file.
let's see here. So we've got the site here. So let's take a look and let's figure out who it is that you're going to be up against here. So who do you think is going to be your biggest challenge, or who do you want to beat?
So the first biggest challenge, if I read that right, was said Dave Schatz was on there with
Yep.
his Camaro. Um,
Let's see here.
if you follow him in that Camaro, that thing is a freaking beast of
He
a
is.
machine. He is killing
There he is.
Optima with it, autocrosses.
Yep. The 2020 SSLE
Yeah,
1LE. Yep. There you go.
that one is just blah blah. So he would be the one that I'd be chasing, I think, from the quick list that I saw. I was trying to sort by just GT and Big Bore. I saw a couple familiar faces that were in there, some repeats like Mark and Mark John, but I
Yep.
think they're moving up to GT1 now.
Yep.
I saw that Salil and Tomo are driving my dream car, a GT3 RS. So
Yep.
I'm just going to be fangirling the whole time watching that go. And then I saw Jason and Randy were in the Lucid.
Yep.
I think that's going to be fun to watch. Should be curious to see how frustrated Randy gets because it's such a heavy car. And
It is, but it handles
back to what
itself pretty well, from what I understand.
is it? And that's
Yeah.
why I'm curious to see how it plays out. But it'll be fun to watch that go. But yeah,
Yeah,
I
it
think
should
those
be
were
fun.
the meetings that jumped out right away. Then I was like, okay, this will be fun. And then of course you got Bryan and John in their alternative fuels Corvette.
Yep.
That's not really alternative fuels, but hey, it works.
It's a hybrid.
Yeah, those dudes have been killing it every year, and they're always swinging for the fences. So it'll be fun to kind of watch them and see where they place. And then I think those were the top ones that I was just kind of quickly scrolling through and poked out at me.
Okay. Okay.
I
Well,
think
that
it's the
should be.
world's only 120 dB hybrid.
I mean,
Yeah,
the noise from the Prius have to go somewhere.
yeah. There you go.
So they've bottled it and put it in there, and then it just shouts raw eagles and other things of Americana as it's screaming down the track. It's fine.
Yep.
Speaking of eagles, so we were, and Americana, Mr. Hodges. So what are you doing now? What is your rank? What are you doing? What are you responsible for? What should I not fly on?
So I'm in the last few months here at Luke working F-35s, and it's the largest F-35 unit in the world. So it's a busy operation. But in July, I am headed down to Florida, where I will then go into, unfortunately, a staff position, so paperwork, working special ops, working with that community on the aircraft that they employ in that community. It'd be new. I haven't been in that arena yet. I've been next door to them and watched them do cool stuff all over the world. So now I'll be at the staff side of things, helping them get to do cool stuff all over the world.
So, all
Be
right,
interesting.
two questions. So, if you can tell us with the F-35s, what types of things are you responsible for with them? Is that all the maintenance, or how does that work?
Yeah. So everything that aircraft requires as far as carrying and feeding. So maintenance, scheduling things, moving it around to the depots, working a flying schedule. What do my pilots want to fly? How many do they want to fly each given day? How many can my unit actually support versus what ops would like to fly? So pretty much soup to nuts on that platform works. I run and maintenance, and then the ops side. Once it gets airborne, that's all them doing their tactics, whatever their stuff. But then once it comes back to loop, they hand the keys back over to my guys, and then they take care of all the maintenance and upkeep.
So you're a valet.
A really, really fancy valet.
Okay.
And what they don't tell you is that they still use the old school 2 keys. One key to unlock the door, and then the second key to actually start the jet. So
Yeah,
Does it have the button on the floorboard for the bright lights?
for
the
beams.
high beams. Yeah, yep.
And when you close the cavity, beep beep. Do you have the chirp? What do you do? Every now and again, you hear the old like car alarms going off.
A Hornet car alarm.
Right, going off in the background. Okay, so right, who's got the keys in their pocket? But in all seriousness, that's pretty cool. I mean, yeah, we get to play with cars, but I mean, you're playing with jets all day, so that's pretty cool. Your life can't suck, is what I'm getting at.
It's ups and downs.
I mean, let's look at it this way. I've got a side-by-side of 2 co-drivers. One is playing with jets, the other is in a Buc-ee's costume. So, I mean, there's a clear dichotomy here. Like, if I was going to get drunk, I'd pick the Buc-ee's costume. If I was going to,
sexy Buc-ee's costume.
One singing Danger Zone, the other singing It's a Small World After All.
Hate that song.
It's like a prime Disney song.
And then now when you go and get transferred to deal with spec ops, I mean, are these types of things like Ospreys and other types of aircraft there, or are they what types of stuff do they deal with?
It's the next kind of level up. So all the aircraft that are involved in that community, so Ospreys, MC-130Js, I don't know all their inventory, so I'll learn a lot of that. But yeah, it'll be kind of managing at the next higher level, like funding, where they're going, how they're getting there, who needs extra airframes to take, whatever's going on in the world. And then just working with the local groups like the MEs at that local level with, hey, here's what do you need to support your mission? And then me kind of moving assets around or working with them to move assets around and take care of that.
Is that out of Eglin or
Hurlburt?
Or what? What's that?
So right next door.
Okay.
Yeah.
I think what was it, Bryan? A couple of years ago, we were doing the dog tags event, and we're at New Jersey Motorsport Park, so it's our veteran fundraiser there, and we're coming up. I was on track with somebody, and we're at Thunderbolt and coming up over 3, the little crest there before you get to the braking zone for 4, the right hander. And as I'm coming up there, I just see this Osprey is coming up. And we're like, well, this is appropriate and cool. I'm trying not to miss my turning point because I'm watching this thing the whole time. But it was they were just doing touch and goes the whole day, and it was just kind of appropriate for the event that day. It was a kind of fun thing to watch. Don't know if I want to be in one, but yeah, it was fun.
You and me both some days.
Well, it's sort of like how the sausage is made, so you don't eat it. I get it. It's fine.
Yeah. Like you have fun on that ride. I'll stay back here.
Nice. See, we can talk cars all day, but this is more fun for us because we don't get to dive into this stuff as frequently, and it's kind of cool. But thank you for everything that you do, obviously, and Bucky here is also no stranger to the military life. Tell us about your service in the past, what you've done.
Oh God, basically nothing. I think James has more time taking a dump in a combat zone than I have in a combat zone at this point, but that's okay. I did my part.
Yeah, if you ever get him out to the range, that's where he's right? That's his belly button right there.
I have spent.
Awesome. Watch him.
Yeah, yes. After the Army, I did the whole federal law enforcement thing, whatever, doing stuff, and I was an instructor. So, yeah, I've been teaching firearms for quite some time at this point. And I'm still in my part-time job now. I work at a local range, and I teach concealed carry and whatnot. I'm certified, or whatever the word is, to be able to teach concealed carry in the state of Florida and whatnot. So yeah, I learned how to put holes in paper pretty well.
So
And maybe other things.
what's the best pistol for EDC now, in your opinion?
Ooh, Jesus, how long's the show? So I
As we want it to be.
I currently carry a Glock 19X, which is, I think, the best of both worlds. So it has the shorter 19 barrel and slide. It's a little bit smaller, but it has the full size grip. So it gives me the 17 rounds plus one. It gives me an actual grip that I can actually put my hands on and manipulate the firearm. So it's kind of, like I said, it kind of fits a lot of things. Gives me a little more ammo capacity. Gives me a little bit more control while still being small enough to conceal. But I recently purchased a SIG P365 XL with a little Romeo X red dot on it. And though the firearm is significantly smaller than the Glock, it actually still fires very similarly. So usually when you decrease size of the firearm, you end up making the actual shooting experience a little more difficult. There's just less mass for recoil and all that kind of good stuff, but the SIG does a pretty phenomenal job. So even though it's a compact by every definition, it's pretty sweet. So yeah, those two for me right now. Glock also has the 43X if you want to go into, again, that compact side, but I think the SIG probably beats it. But yeah, so between the Glock 19X and the SIG P365 XL, definitely my go-tos.
So you're saying my Desert Eagle is not a good concealed carry?
Listen, 50 Cent, probably not.
I think it'd work just fine once.
Hold on, let me pull this out.
This quickly turning into a Mel Brooks interview, but that's fine. It's true.
We do have a guy at the range that carries I don't remember what it's called. It's a 500. It's a freaking revolver that's like, it fires a 500 caliber shell, and
so he's using a cowboy gun.
He has like a little holster, and when he pulls it out,
he twists his Yosemite Sam mustache and he pulls out the thing. He's got his single action. What is one of the Colt single actions out here? He's cocking. Single action army. Right. There you go. But this is neat. I'll tell you, Bryan, as we're listening to this, right? Because we've gone now from aircraft to firearms, and last week it was musical instruments, right? So, but anybody watching this, right? This is One Lap. So we say yes, we're going to talk about One Lap. This is the essence of One Lap because you've got so many people with so many backgrounds and so many interests. There's no way you are not going to become fast friends with somebody unless you come to the table thinking that you're the best at everything that you do, right? And that there's no room to learn something or to talk with somebody and to have a fun conversation. So, I mean, this is the essence of One Lap. And while all this is going on, you get to do this over drinks and fixing stuff and at the track. You get to compete. So for that, 12, 15 minutes you're on track, or a half hour from the time you get your suit up until the time, you come back in or so, maybe 45 if somebody has an off. You're in focus and you're in competition mode, but the rest of the event is this, right?
Yeah. Yep. As soon as you pull back in, you're like, oh, like we were talking about that Colt, and you just the conversation continues onward.
Yep.
You asked earlier about like One Lap memories.
Yeah.
And I think for me, a core memory of mine was my first One Lap in 2017. I had broken some pieces on my car in transit on the first day.
I was going to mention that as a favorite.
Chris Lewis, who I did not know in the least in that time, total stranger, walks up to us in the paddock with a Sharpie, says not one word, and writes on my car, "This is one lap," and puts an arrow towards the broken part.
He
And
got that from me, by the way. So no, he
well, there
did.
you go. But like that, yeah. To what you're saying is it turns into that playing field, and that whatever is so level and is so open and is so like, okay, that's like that was the welcome to one lap. Here you are.
Yep. No, it's true, and it doesn't matter if you're driving a $30,000 car or a $300,000 car. We'll come over with the Sharpie, and if you have an issue, we're going to do that to you. It doesn't matter, right? I mean, Andy in the McLaren,
Yes.
the 720. When he was riding down the road, I was taking toilet paper and knocking it out the window as we were driving, and I was getting it right into his air intakes too. It was beautiful. I kept having to stop and fish it out. He's stopping. We have to keep stopping. I was slowing down his transits exponentially when he was doing that, which was beautiful because it's the McLaren, very efficient at air intake. So as long as you get it out with the wing that we had on the Shelby, it created a vortex. Not the Randy vortex of danger, but the an actual vortex out the back, and it would go funnel straight down, and then it would get picked up by the McLaren's front in the aerodynamics. It would just right into the to the left intake there, which was beautiful. So we kept doing that. And the Sharpie goes back to when was the Evo? Who was in it, Bryan, at CMP who crashed? The orange. Yeah, that's what I thought, Karen. So he crashes and the whole door is, caved in and everything. He gets back, so I take the Sharpie and I just big like, this is one lap. I mean, it took up the whole door. It was awesome. So
Yep.
we started that a while back.
It lives on. It lives on.
It does. But we're going to do it to you if you come out, because if you crash, we're going to help you get things back together, but we're going to have some fun doing it too.
And then I'm gonna make fun of you.
Yeah, well, obviously, you'd have to. So back to tying up the conversation with you, Jesus. It's just so you went from military and serving there to federal law enforcement, serving there, to teaching kids, if I'm not mistaken.
There's a few little hop, skips, and a jump there, but yes, in general,
Career wise,
that's
right?
where I ended up. Yeah, career wise, that's where I've ended up. So, yeah, like mentioned earlier, I'm in school now because the ultimate goal is to be a school counselor, and try and help guide some of these kids into futures that they may not even realize exist. Try and see if I can't stop one or two of them from following some of the rough paths that I took and having to work way harder than what was necessary when I could have just done it right the first time. But
that assumes they'll be willing to listen, right? Because when you're young, you know everything,
the same way that I did not. So
right. You don't know, man.
One kid, like, I feel like that's a win, but understanding that most of them are just going to be like, nah, I'm just going to suck for a while. That's okay.
We all have to. I mean, it's how we emerge from our cocoon of suckiness into wonderful human beings. I mean,
that's it.
So Randy has the vortex of danger. I have the cocoon of suckiness. That is
trademarking that here today.
I need to have
all wrapped up.
Right. With the thing, it's just as bad ideas all over it. Like,
it's a cocoon of wool.
There you go. Sandpaper. All right, Bryan, what else you got?
I thought it was your turn. But oh wow.
Shut up.
So Zeus, what are you going to miss most this year?
Ooh, definitely not James.
You'll miss
jerk. But no, I mean, I'm gonna be honest. Like, I've been kind of trying to ignore it. It's really difficult because this time of year, just it doesn't matter.
Especially when I call you right before, I'm like, "Hey, let's have some fun."
But you know what, man?
It doesn't help.
In all honesty, when you texted and called, like, that got me in the heart. You know what I mean? Like, I don't know. We keep talking about the camaraderie. We keep talking about the friendships. We keep talking about these things and how it's kind of whatever. And like, it means a ton that you guys reach out and that we're still part of that same family. We're still part of this whole thing. So on the one side, I'm absolutely going to miss actually being there with all of you. But at the same time, man, I know you're all kind of in that same whatever, and it's just a matter of picking up that phone or just a matter of whatever, so
here's what I propose, gentlemen. So we have the ability this year to do live streaming in car.
Yes.
Yes. So if I give James a similar link to what I gave tonight, he can put his camera on his phone. He can mount it, and we can watch him on track. And what I will suggest is we have Jesus Take the Wheel segment when he's on track, and you can come on and you can narrate his track driving, whatever you'd like.
So here we see James sucking.
About right. Yeah.
Sucking. Throw a pair, James. Take off the first.
That's all I'll hear is him just like, you should be going faster. Why aren't you going faster?
Hey, brake later, accelerate sooner. I don't know what this is not complicated, bro. Turn the wheel. You have eyes, use them.
That may be conflicting for me. But
so I think, Bryan, I think that's a thing. So I think we have to get this queued up, and we'll have our Jesus Take the Wheel segment whenever Hodges is about to go out. What's that?
I could go like kind of like Nat Geo, here we see in his natural habitat at James Hodges. See him running down the racetrack, and I don't know, maybe we could do something.
Will he hit the rare and elusive gas pedal?
You see, he's become very afraid. The women do that to him. I don't know. The wild Hodges in his natural habitat. We can maybe do a segment with that.
You got 17 days to figure out what you want to say, because 17 days we will be in South Bend getting a start for the 2026 edition of the Tire Rack One Lap of TireRack.com. One Lap of America. I have to start saying that because nobody knows apparently that they're online, but they are. if you haven't been aware, they're a thing. I don't know.
Man, I didn't know they had an actual storefront. For years before One Lap, I just always thought it was just an online thing.
Yep. But it is the TireRack.com One Lap of America. So as we start wrapping up, gentlemen, final thoughts. James, you go first.
Looking forward to another fun time. Yeah, it's going to be a little bit different. But Jesus and I go way back. I know he'll still be there. I know he'll still be talking. Still be making fun of me. So I feel like not much is going to change, but I look forward to all of it.
Well, we will certainly engage with him as often as possible since we now have the capability to do some fun stuff, and we're gonna make hay out of that. So that's gonna be fun.
I know you will.
All right, Jesus, what's the final thought from you, buddy?
Final thoughts, man. I don't know, James. Go knock it out of the park. I hope you and AJ have a great time. If you like him more than me, I will come to you and I will choke you and tie you up and take you somewhere, but that's okay.
Hey, remember, I'm moving to Florida next, so I'm literally going to be next door.
6 hours is not next door, but it's certainly close enough for one-lappers.
Nice. In the same state. It's pretty much next door.
I think it's the first time in 20 years, 24 years, if you count college, that we've been in the same state, or we will be in the same state. That's pretty cool.
Fair.
So the restraining order is finally worn off now? Is that how that works?
It's getting close.
I need to bring the mileage in closer. It was really far, and now I can contract it some.
There you go. Well, gentlemen, It's been a pleasure having you on. There's no way that we could have done this without you, Jesus. We wouldn't have missed you either way. James, we'll see your co-driver at some point in South Bend. We'll have some fun. We're gonna have to really take him to task for missing this and find out what was so important with family tonight. Feeding people. I mean, all that kind of stuff. I sent mine away while we're recording this. He could have done it. It's
Right?
fine. It happened.
Priorities. I
I've
sent
got
mine away.
I've got 4 plus, the wife and other random children that show up here. So that there's no excuse, none.
Fair
Just
enough.
tell
One
you,
lap's about priorities. You got to get it right.
it is. It is. It's 1 week a year. But anyway, gentlemen, thank you so much for joining us. Really appreciate you, and we'll see you in South Bend. Well, not you, but you. But all right.
We'll see them.
See you on the road, guys. Take care.
See you guys.
All right. Well, Bri, that was a good old time with James and Jesus, Ramathorn, and our super troopers here.
Yep. Always a good time with them.
Yep. Can't argue with that. I got to mute James. He's talking in the background. I got to say goodbye to that. He's chatty. But all right, so Brian, what's your final thought? I mean, out of today's interviews and everything else, what's on your mind?
Well, the team, the friendship between James and Zeus, I think they've known each other since high school, and it's really going to suck him not being there this year, but we understand, and I'm sure that he'll be back soon.
Mm-hmm.
It's just great to see guys that have been friends that long continue to go out and enjoy events together. As we this is what is this 15 together for us this year coming up.
Yeah, exactly. Not like us, but yeah, 100%. No, it's true, but what's interesting is I think the more teams that you see that have that dynamic, it's contagious, is it, throughout the paddock? I mean, there's the level of being nervous goes down, especially after your first time, and even with your first time after the first couple of days, and you kind of see those dynamics at play. I think the anxiety, the stress goes down. Certainly, I think you're right, and it gets more fun, and it's a much more interesting time then.
Exactly.
Yep.
Yep.
Well,
it's not like Tom Freeman trying to set a record for most consecutive 1 laps with a different co-driver.
This is true. He's doing well with that one. But so who do we have? We're recording tomorrow too, right? So who do we have coming up tomorrow?
Right. Tomorrow we have Wing Dynasty Racing with John and Jared McKinnon.
Yep.
I've gotten to know Jared over the past year, him showing up at track events down at Roebling, him getting acclimated to the car and on track driving, and I think Jared is going to do a good job with his dad. So we'll have them
Yep.
tomorrow night.
Yep. And of course, Jared taking over for Wendell, who had left us last year, sadly, and after it was quick. I mean, it was after 1 lap he had come down with an illness, and what, 4 months? Not even something to that effect. 3 months. He was gone. So it's certainly a bittersweet, and not to end on a sad note, but I know that Wendell will be up there and watching the interview tomorrow and cheering him on, and those again, you talk about a friendship that endures. I mean,
Yeah.
that was how many years did they say last year? 40 some odd? I mean, it
They-
was.
Yeah, they went to pharmacy school at UGA together,
Yep.
and then their kids intermingled family. So you've
Yep.
got a friendship that turned into a family tree, pretty much.
Yeah, that's exactly right. So yeah, that'll be a fun one tomorrow. But yeah, I mean, I think that's all I've got for tonight. So I think that's a perfect way to end the show for this episode. And obviously, thank you everybody so much for watching. And for the 2026, I should have had this queued up before, but here we go. For the 2026 TireRack.com 1 Lap of America, with coverage this year brought to you by, I keep hitting the wrong one. There it is. ThePartsFarm.com. Go check them out, obviously. I'm Solomon. That's Bryan. Again, thanks so much for watching, and we'll see you Parts Farm again tomorrow night. We're going to get good at this eventually, I promise. Take care, y'all.